My dear friend, as you settle into this moment, allow your heart to grow quiet. The world may have been noisy today, pulling your attention in 100 directions, but now we stand together in a sacred space. Here, you are not burdened, you are not striving, you are simply opening. And as you open, something wondrous begins to stir. You start to sense that your mind is not a passive observer of life. It is the creative center of everything you experience. You may not have realized it until now, but life has always been answering you. Every thought you entertained, every feeling you repeated, every image you held quietly within, these were not drifting clouds. They were instructions, commands, seeds planted in the rich soil of the unseen. And the moment you understand this, truly understand it, something inside you changes forever. For too long, the world has taught you that you are at the mercy of circumstance. That luck decides, that fate decides, that other people decide. But my dear one, the universe bends to the rhythm of your inner world. Nothing begins outside of you. Everything begins within. And as this truth rises in your mind, you start to feel the ground shift beneath your feet. You feel a stirring of power, a quiet power, the kind that does not shout or demand, but simply is. This is the moment when you begin to see that you are not walking through a fixed, unchangeable reality. You are walking through a reality that is shaped by the lens of your own consciousness. It moves when you move inwardly. It softens when you soften. It brightens when you lift your thoughts into faith. And when you allow fear to dictate your inner atmosphere, life mirrors that too. Not to punish you, but to reveal the creative law at work. Think for a moment about the thoughts that have lived in your mind over the years. Some were nourishing and they bloomed beautifully. Others were shadows, repeated so often that they became familiar companions. But now, right here, you begin to see these thoughts differently. They are not harmless or fleeting. They are architects of your experience. They build structures long before you walk into them. You might wonder, if this is true, why haven't I seen it before? Because you were never taught to look inward for the source of change. You were taught to fix the outer world as though it held the power. But the outer world is simply clay. It molds itself to your inner vibration. It reflects the images you hold as true. And once your eyes adjust to this spiritual vision, reality no longer feels like a cage. It feels like a canvas. You are not here to react to life. You are here to create it. Let your mind rest on that truth. Let it move through your body like a warm current. You may feel a quiet relief rising, because at last, something inside you knows this. It always has. There were moments when your desires came to you with surprising ease, and you wondered why. There were moments when worry hardened into difficulty, and you wondered how. And now you understand. Your inner world was speaking long before you spoke aloud. This realization is not meant to burden you. It is meant to free you. For if your thoughts have shaped your life unknowingly, think of the beauty you can create once you shape them knowingly. You do not need to force. You do not need to strain. You need only to become aware of the quiet stream of thought within you and begin guiding it gently toward what you wish to experience. Reality is not changed through struggle. It is changed through alignment. Alignment with truth, with faith, with the higher order that governs all things. As you listen now, allow yourself to feel the possibility opening before you. There is a life that has been waiting for your recognition. A life shaped not by doubt or fear, but by clarity, confidence, and spiritual conviction. You touch the edges of it each time you think a thought rooted in trust. Each time you refuse to bow to appearances. Each time you speak a word of power instead of a word of worry. You are stepping into a new awareness, and with it comes a gentle responsibility. The responsibility to watch your thoughts, not with fear, but with reverence. To choose thoughts that lift your spirit rather than sink it. To speak words that open doors rather than close them. To remember, moment by moment, that the creative law is always responding, always listening, always forming the unseen into the seen. If you have ever felt powerless, you will feel powerless no more. For you now know that nothing in your life is immovable. Nothing is final. Nothing is beyond transformation. The moment you shift your mind, reality begins to shift with you. And slowly, gracefully, the outer world rearranges itself to match the truth you have accepted within. So take a breath. Feel the quiet strength gathering inside you. You are awakening to your creative authority. You are remembering what your soul has always known. The mind is the gateway, and through it, you shape your world. Let this be the first step into a new way of living, a life where you no longer chase change in the outer world, but create change in the inner world and watch the outer world follow like a faithful servant. My dear friend, as we continue together, let us turn our attention to a truth so simple, yet so powerful, that once you realize it, your entire relationship with life, every visible thing, every condition, every circumstance, every experience, begins first in the unseen. Nothing appears in your outer world that did not first exist in the quiet chambers of thought. The invisible always precedes the visible. The inner pattern always shapes the outer form. You may look around you and say, "This is just how things are." But I tell you gently, this is how they became. They did not arrive uninvited. They were summoned, shaped, or allowed by the thoughts you accepted as true. Life is not random, and it does not play favorites. It simply reflects the inner atmosphere of your mind, just as faithfully as a mirror reflects your face. If you frown, the mirror frowns. If you smile, the mirror smiles. And so does life. Place your hand gently over your heart for a moment and feel your own presence. There is a world inside you, a world of images, beliefs, fears, hopes, and silent expectations. This world is far more powerful than anything outside of you, for it is from this inner realm that your outer life takes its shape. When you understand this, you stop trying to fix everything out there and begin tending to the garden of your thoughts within. The mind is like a projector, casting the film of your inner beliefs onto the screen of reality. If the picture displeases you, you do not rush toward the screen to change it. You go back to the film. And so it is with life. The moment you correct your inner film, your thoughts, your expectations, your beliefs, the outer world must respond. It has no choice. It is the law. Let me speak to you plainly, because clarity brings peace. If you hold thoughts of lack, the world will mirror lack. If you dwell on fear, life will take on the shape of fear. If you expect disappointment, disappointment will find its way to you. Not because you deserve hardship, but because the creative law obeys your inner command. But the beauty of this law, the mercy of it, the grace of it, is that the moment you change the command, the moment you speak a new word, the moment you lift your thought, the entire course of your experience begins to shift. The outer world may take a moment to rearrange itself, but the change is already underway. The invisible blueprint has been rewritten. So many people try to rearrange life by force. They push, they strive, they struggle to change conditions directly. But conditions are only outcomes. They are shadows, reflections, effects. Would you chase your shadow to try to change its shape? Of course not. You would stand still, adjust your posture, and the shadow would follow. The same is true of your reality. Adjust the thought, and the condition must follow. Take a deep breath now and allow this truth to settle softly in your awareness. You are not powerless. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are not at the mercy of chance or fate. You are the thinker of your thoughts, and through those thoughts you shape the mold into which life must pour itself. Think of a sculptor with a block of clay. The clay does not argue, resist, or decide its form. It yields to the sculptor's vision. Your reality is that clay. Your mind is the sculptor. The moment you choose a new vision, the clay begins to shift beneath your influence. If you desire love, you must think thoughts of love. If you desire abundance, you must think thoughts of abundance. If you desire peace, you must hold peace within before you see peace without. The universe responds not to begging or wishing, but to alignment of thought with the good you seek. Let us go deeper now. When you think a thought repeatedly, it becomes a belief. And a belief is nothing more than a thought you have said to so often that it settles into your subconscious. Once there, it becomes a silent architect, building your outer experience day by day. This is why changing your reality begins not with action, but with awareness. Awareness of what you have been thinking, what you have been expecting, what you have been accepting as possible. You may not realize how often you have spoken limitation into your life. How often you have said, I can't, I never, it's hard, it's impossible, without understanding that each word was planting a seed. But now, as your awareness grows, you begin to catch these thoughts gently and redirect them. You begin to speak words of truth, words aligned with divine possibility. And as your inner language shifts, your entire world begins to shift with it. Remember, nothing is too big for the creative law. Nothing is too small for it either. It responds with perfect precision to the state of your mind. When your thoughts are clear, your reality becomes clear. When your thoughts are confused or fearful, life appears as confusion or obstruction. But the moment you bring your mind back into alignment with truth, the truth that your good is already prepared for you, that life is always for you, never against you, the confusion dissolves, and the path opens before you. So allow your mind to embrace a new understanding. The invisible world of thought is the birthplace of every visible experience. Treat your thoughts with reverence, for they are the building blocks of your destiny. And remember, you are never alone in this creative process. The divine works through you, amplifying every thought aligned with truth, peace, faith, and love. Let this awareness awaken something bright within you. For the moment you honor the power of your inner world, you begin to change your outer world with grace rather than struggle, with intention rather than fear, and with the quiet confidence of someone who knows that all of life is responding to their mind. My dear friend, let us walk a little deeper now into the hidden chamber where your life is truly written. You may not realize it, but within you there is a script that speaks day and night, a quiet stream of thoughts, beliefs, and mental impressions that shape every step you take. This script does not announce itself loudly. It whispers, it repeats, it settles in the background of your awareness, yet its influence reaches into every corner of your experience. Most people live without ever questioning this silent script. They believe their outer experiences come from luck, or circumstance, or the behavior of others. But as you awaken spiritually, you begin to see that the true author of your life is not the world outside of you. It is the inner narrative you accept as true. And until that narrative is examined and rewritten, life will continue to reflect the same old patterns. Sit quietly for a moment and listen inwardly. There is a tone, a feeling, a rhythm to the thoughts you habitually think. Some of these thoughts lift you, others weigh you down. Some open doors, others close them. And even though they may seem harmless, these inner repetitions create the mold from which your reality is cast. This is why people find themselves facing the same circumstances again and again. The same disappointments, the same delays, the same frustrations. They change their outer actions but leave their inner language untouched. And so the script plays on, unchanged. But you, my dear one, are beginning to awaken to a higher understanding. You are learning that nothing changes outwardly until the silent script changes inwardly. Consider how often you have spoken inwardly words of defeat. You may have said, I'm not ready, I never get the chance, things always go wrong for me. These are not just passing thoughts. They are commands issued to the creative law. When repeated enough, they sink into the subconscious, and from there they direct the unfolding of your experience. But here is the good news, the liberating truth. This script is not fixed. It is not carved in stone. It can be changed the moment you choose a new thought, a new belief, a new expectation. The subconscious is obedient, not judgmental. It does not question whether your thoughts serve you. It only receives them and brings them to life. And once you understand this, you begin to speak differently within yourself. Imagine your subconscious mind as a fertile field. Whatever seeds you plant, it grows. If you plant seeds of fear, fear grows. If you plant seeds of lack, lack grows. But the moment you plant seeds of abundance, peace, success, and love, the field responds just as faithfully. Nothing in this universe resists your good except the old script that continues to play without your awareness. Let us look gently at that script. You may find parts of it formed in childhood, long before you had the wisdom to choose. You may discover thoughts passed down from others, their fears, their limitations, their doubts, absorbed into your own mind without question. But now, you are waking up. You are beginning to see that thoughts are not masters, they are tools. You are meant to use them, not be ruled by them. When you catch a limiting thought rising within you, do not fear it. Do not fight it. Simply replace it. Speak a new word. Declare a higher truth. For every old belief that once bound you, there is a spiritual truth ready to free you. When your inner voice says, "It's too late," answer gently, "My path unfolds with perfect timing." When the old script whispers, "You are not worthy," respond, "My good comes to me by divine right." When fear murmurs, "What if it all goes wrong?" declare firmly, "The universe supports me in every step." Do this not once, but repeatedly, for repetition is how new seeds take root. The subconscious accepts what it hears often, and as it accepts your new words, your new reality begins to form silently beneath the surface. You may not see the change immediately, but trust that it has begun. Just as a seed grows beneath the soil long before it breaks the surface, your new mental pattern is shaping experiences you have not yet reached. Something is rearranging on your behalf, opportunities shifting, people being moved into place, difficulties dissolving without your knowing. All because you have dared to rewrite the script. Let this bring you peace. You do not need to force change in your outer world. Tend to the inner world and the outer will follow. Speak to yourself gently. Choose thoughts that align with the life you desire. When doubt tries to reclaim its old place, replace it with truth. When fear tries to tighten its grip, speak a word of faith. Each time you do, the old script weakens and the new one strengthens. And soon you begin to feel it, a soft lifting inside, a quiet assurance, a sense that life is beginning to shift in your favor. This is the sign that your subconscious has received your new command. It has accepted the new script, and now it will draw experiences to match it. So walk forward with confidence, dear one. The silent script is no longer hidden from you. You now understand its power and your authority to change it. Speak truth into your mind, and truth will shape your world. My dear one, let us step gently now into a place that every soul encounters on its journey. The realm of fear, doubt, and the old stories that cling to the edges of our consciousness. We do not enter this place to give fear more power, but to unveil its illusion, to release its hold, and to free your mind so you may walk in the full light of your spiritual authority. Fear is not the monster it pretends to be. It is a shadow cast by misunderstanding. It is the echo of past experiences, long over, but still held as memory. It is the whisper of old beliefs that no longer reflect who you are or what you are capable of becoming. Fear is only powerful when it remains unexamined, unquestioned, and believed. But the moment you turn toward it with awareness, it begins to dissolve. For fear cannot stand in the radiance of truth. Think of all the times fear held you back, not because you lacked ability, but because a small voice inside said, "What if you fail? Or what if it goes wrong? Or what if you are not enough?" These questions did not come from your true self. They came from the old self, the self shaped by past disappointments, by the opinions of others, by moments you did not yet understand your own spiritual power. And then there is doubt, that quiet thief of enthusiasm. Doubt slips in unnoticed and begins to question the very good that is trying to reach you. When life opens a doorway, doubt whispers, "Are you sure this is for you?" When you feel inspired, doubt asks, "What if this is a mistake?" Doubt always tries to negotiate you out of your blessings, not because it knows the truth, but because it only knows what has been familiar. But my dear friend, the familiar is not the same as the true. Your old stories, the ones you repeat in your mind, often without awareness, are simply memories of times when you did not yet understand the laws of mind. They are remnants of moments when you forgot your connection to the divine. These stories may have told you that life is hard, that success is limited, that love must be earned, that abundance is for others and not for you. But these stories were never based on spiritual law. They were only reflections of temporary conditions, and conditions have no power except the power you give them. Now, with growing awareness, you are beginning to see that these old stories no longer serve you. They may have protected you once, acting as fragile shields in times of uncertainty. But shields become cages when carried too long. And you, dear one, are ready to step free of them. Let us untangle these threads of fear and doubt with gentleness. You do not overcome fear by force. You overcome it by truth. When fear arises, instead of agreeing with it, ask it quietly. Is this based on spiritual reality? Fear will have no answer, because fear has no foundation in truth. It is built on appearances, and appearances change the moment your consciousness changes. When doubt tries to tighten around your mind, respond with certainty. I am guided. I am supported. My steps are ordered. Doubt cannot remain where faith is spoken. For faith is not blind optimism. It is alignment with the unseen good that is already prepared for you. And when your old stories begin to replay, the stories of limitation, failure, or not enoughness, remind yourself gently, that was the old self. I am not that person anymore. The moment you withdraw your belief from these stories, they lose their life. They fade like mist in the morning sun. Understand this deeply. Fear and doubt are not signs that something is wrong. They are signs that something is changing. They arise when you begin to move beyond your old patterns. They appear because your mind is adjusting to a new level of spiritual possibility. So instead of resisting them, acknowledge them for what they are: transitions, thresholds, invitations to rise. Each time you choose truth over fear, your inner strength grows. Each time you choose faith over doubt, your path clears a little more. Each time you silence an old story with a new affirmation of your worth, your reality shifts. The invisible laws respond instantly, even if the outer world takes a little time to rearrange itself. Let me remind you lovingly, fear has no power to predict your future. Doubt has no authority over your destiny. Old stories cannot limit a mind aligned with truth. You are not bound to the past. You are not chained to old perceptions. You are a spiritual being, capable of transformation at any moment you choose. Feel into your own presence now. Notice the space between your thoughts. That space is freedom. That space is where truth enters. And in that truth, there is no fear, no doubt, only the steady knowing that you are guided, protected, and supported by a power far greater than any earthly challenge. So breathe deeply, dear one. Release the weight of the old stories. Let your mind rise like a bird freed from its cage. Walk forward with a heart that trusts its own guidance. When fear appears, look at it with compassion and continue forward. When doubt visits, let it pass like a cloud drifting across the sky. When the old stories try to return, smile gently and choose a new one. You are rewriting the script of your life, and as you release fear, doubt, and the stories of yesterday, you step boldly into the truth of who you are: a creator, a vessel of divine possibility, and a being meant to walk in freedom. My dear friend, come a little closer in spirit, for now we speak of something sacred, the power of your spoken word. Many go through life believing that words are merely sounds that disappear into the air, but those who understand spiritual law know differently. A word is not just a sound. A word is a decree. A word is a command issued to the invisible forces that shape your reality. A word is the wand that directs the energy of creation. Your thoughts form the blueprint, but your spoken word gives the order for it to come forth. There is a quiet authority in your voice, even when you do not feel strong. When you speak with conviction, when you declare truth over your life, the entire universe listens and begins to rearrange itself in your favor. The spoken word pierces through doubt, cuts through old patterns, and sets into motion a chain of events you could never orchestrate through effort alone. Let us reflect on the kind of words you have spoken over yourself throughout your life. Have you said, "I can't, it's too hard, nothing ever works out for me"? These words, though spoken casually, carried weight. They shaped your expectations, and your expectations shaped your experiences. Many people speak words of limitation without realizing they are setting limitations in motion. But now, with spiritual awareness growing within you, you begin to see that every word that leaves your lips should be chosen with care. Words are living things. They carry vibration, intention, and momentum. When spoken from fear, they create obstacles. When spoken from faith, they become bridges. You may wonder, why does the spoken word hold such power? Because when you speak aloud, you unite thought, emotion, and vibration. You give your inner belief a voice. The subconscious hears it, the universe responds to it, and your own mind begins to organize itself around the sound of your declaration. This is why truth must be spoken boldly, not timidly. When you say, "I am guided," you are not reciting a phrase. You are calling forth guidance. When you say, "My good comes to me swiftly and surely," you are not wishing. You are aligning yourself with the movement of good that was already flowing toward you, but needed your permission to arrive. When you say, "All doors open for me," doors begin to open, sometimes in ways that surprise you. Let us take a moment to feel into the energy of spoken truth. Imagine standing in a quiet room, placing your hand over your heart and declaring, "Everything is working out for me in divine order." Notice the stillness that rises, the gentle shift inside. Something awakens, something aligns, something answers. That is the power of the word. Now, imagine saying the opposite. "Things never go right for me." Feel how your body tightens, how your spirit dims. The word carries power either way. So speak only the words that build, uplift, and open pathways. Your spoken word is not about forcing reality. It is about acknowledging the truth of spiritual law. The moment you speak it, you are not trying to make something happen. You are affirming what is already happening in the unseen. You are affirming that divine intelligence is already working behind the scenes. You are affirming that what belongs to you will find you, and nothing can prevent it. Let me remind you gently, never speak of your fears as though they are facts. Never speak of your limitations as though they are permanent. Never speak of lack, illness, failure, or defeat as though they have authority in your life. Your word should always point in the direction you wish to go. Speak as if the good you desire is already here, for spiritually, it is. When you speak a new word, the mind may resist it first. Old beliefs may rise and say, "This isn't true." But continue speaking. Continue declaring. The subconscious accepts through repetition, not through argument. Each time you speak a truth aligned with the life you wish to live, you weaken the old patterns and strengthen the new ones. And soon, the shift becomes unmistakable. You notice circumstances bending toward your declarations. You meet people who appear at just the right moment. Opportunities arise where none existed before. A path opens where there once seemed to be a wall. This is not coincidence. It is the response to your word. Speak blessings over your life. Speak blessings over your relationships, your work, your health, your finances, your peace of mind. Speak blessings into every corner of your existence. Your blessings return to you multiplied. If ever you find yourself tempted to speak negatively, pause. Redirect, ... Counter it with truth. When a fearful thought arises, respond aloud, I do not accept this. And then speak the opposite. I am protected. I am provided for. I am guided every step of the way. Watch how quickly the atmosphere within you shifts. The spoken word is your spiritual instrument. Learn to use it with mastery. If someone speaks doubt to you, you need not receive it. If the world speaks fear, you need not echo it. Stand firm in your truth. Speak only that which aligns with the life you are calling forth. So, my dear friend, let your words today be words of power. Let them carry authority. Let them shape the blueprint of your life with intention and faith. Speak as one who knows their good is already on the way. Speak as one who understands the laws of mind. Speak as one who walks with confidence in the unseen. For when your word aligns with truth, your reality has no choice but to follow. My dear friend, let us now walk into one of the most beautiful truths available to the human soul, the truth of divine order. This is the place where struggle melts, where confusion clears, and where the heart learns to rest. Divine order is not something you must force, chase, or create. It is already present, quietly arranging the details of your life with a wisdom far greater than your own understanding. And when your mind aligns with this higher movement, everything begins to unfold with grace. Many people try to direct life through sheer willpower, pushing their way through circumstances, attempting to make things happen before the season is right. They exhaust themselves, not because their desire is wrong, but because their timing is out of harmony with the larger plan. When the mind tries to lead without listening, the path becomes heavy. But when the mind aligns with divine order, the path becomes light, and doors open with the gentle ease of something meant for you. Take a breath now and feel into this truth. You are not navigating life alone. You are not left to guess your way through uncertainty. There is a guiding intelligence that works through you, around you, and ahead of you. It prepares the way, clears the obstacles, and softens the hearts of those who will play a part in your destiny. This intelligence is never late, never hurried, never confused. It moves in perfect sequence. Your role is not to control, but to align. How do you align? By releasing the frantic need to figure everything out. By trusting that the right opportunity comes at the right time. By believing that the delays you fear are often protections, and the closed doors you worry about are detours towards something better. Divine order is always arranging, always organizing, always creating the conditions that match your highest good. The mind may resist this at first. It may say, I must act now, or nothing is happening, or what if I miss my chance? But that voice comes from fear, not truth. Truth operates quietly, steadily, with a calm certainty. Truth knows that what belongs to you cannot be withheld, and what is not meant for you cannot stay, no matter how tightly you hold it. Let us consider for a moment how life unfolds in nature. No flower opens before its time. No river rushes ahead of its own current. No star argues with the laws that guide its path across the sky. And yet, everything unfolds perfectly. This same harmony is available to you, for you are not separate from the divine. You are woven into the same fabric of intelligence that governs every sunrise and every tide. When you align your mind with divine order, you stop trying to micromanage the universe. You begin to trust the invisible threads being woven on your behalf. You relax into a knowing that the right answers come when the mind is calm, not when it is tense. You allow life to move through you instead of trying to push life forward. Say quietly within yourself, I release the need to force. I trust the timing of my good. Feel how those words soften your entire being. You are not surrendering your desire. You are surrendering your struggle. There is a great difference. Desire is divine. Struggle is human. When desire is placed in the hands of divine order, it unfolds with a perfection you could never orchestrate on your own. Perhaps there is something in your life right now that feels delayed or uncertain. Perhaps you have waited long, and your heart has grown weary. But hear this clearly. Delays are not denials. A delay often means that life is preparing something more complete, more aligned, more fulfilling than what you can currently see. Divine order may be arranging details you know nothing about, moving people, shifting circumstances, protecting you from unseen pitfalls, or strengthening you inwardly so that when your good arrives, you are ready to receive it fully. When things seem to fall apart, they may actually be falling into place. Let your heart rest in that truth. Do not look at outer appearances and decide the story from the surface. A seed buried in the soil does not look like growth, yet growth is happening silently. Life is always moving beneath the surface. Each time worry tries to rise, gently replace it with trust. Each time impatience tries to take hold, breathe deeply and say, divine order is at work now. Speak it not as hope, but as fact. For in the spiritual realm, divine order is always active, always guiding, always correcting, always aligning. The more you affirm this, the more you begin to notice signs of it: perfect timing, unexpected help, sudden clarity, effortless solutions. These are not coincidences. They are the outward expressions of the inner alignment you have chosen. Walk with this assurance. The universe is not working against you. It is working through you. It is working for you. Every step, even the ones that feel uncertain, is leading you toward your good. Trust the unfolding. Trust the timing. Trust that your life is orchestrated by a wisdom far greater than any worry you could ever hold. So let your mind rest, dear one. Lean into the quiet rhythm of divine order. Release the need to hurry. Release the need to fear. Know that everything you desire is already in motion, and when the moment is right, it will arrive with the unmistakable ease of something destined. Walk forward with calm confidence, for you are held, guided, and supported by a power that never missteps. And when your mind aligns with this higher truth, your entire life becomes a flow of effortless unfolding. My dear friend, let us move now into a truth that carries enormous creative power: the law of expectation. This law is subtle in its operation, yet profound in its effects. It shapes your relationships, your opportunities, your finances, your health, and every circumstance that enters your life. For expectation is the magnet of the mind. It draws to you not what you wish, not what you plead for, but what you truly expect. Expectation is the quiet belief beneath your words, beneath your hopes, beneath your prayers. It is the emotional tone you hold when no one is watching. It is the inner stance that announces to the universe what you are prepared to receive. And life, ever faithful to the laws that govern it, responds to this stance with precision. So let me speak to you tenderly. You must learn to expect your good before you see it. You must prepare for the blessing before its arrival. You must walk as if the answer is already on its way, because spiritually, it always is. Many people pray for good things but expect difficulty. They hope for success, but secretly prepare for disappointment. They desire love, yet anticipate rejection. They long for abundance but assume scarcity. And the universe, responding not to their hopes but to their expectations, delivers accordingly. Expectation is the soil in which your desires take root. If the soil is rich with faith, the desire grows quickly. If the soil is dry with doubt, the desire struggles to sprout. If the soil is crowded with fear, the desire is choked before it can rise. But when your expectation aligns with the good you seek, your blessing has no choice but to appear. It is drawn to you as surely as a seed pushes toward the sun. Let us look more closely at how expectation works. When you truly expect something, you begin to prepare for it. You make space for it in your mind. in your heart, and often in your daily life. You shift from wishing to welcoming. You move from hoping to owning. You no longer ask, will it happen? Instead, you begin to wonder, when will it arrive? This shift in consciousness creates a powerful current, a vibration that moves into the unseen and begins to gather the people, the circumstances, and the events that match your expectation. Picture a person expecting a guest. They tidy the house. They set the table. They prepare a meal. They listen for the knock at the door. This preparation is not frantic. It is joyful. It is rooted in the certainty that the guest is coming. In the same way, when you expect your good, you prepare inwardly. You adjust your thoughts. You open your heart. You align with the feeling of already having what you desire. Expectation is the bridge between the invisible and the visible. Let me ask you gently, what have you been expecting lately? Not what you have been wishing for, not what you have been praying for, but what you have been expecting. Have you been preparing for success or preparing for disappointment? Have you been expecting healing or expecting setback? Have you been expecting opportunity or expecting more delay? Be honest with yourself, for honesty opens the door to transformation. Once you see the expectation you have carried, you can begin to replace it with one that serves your highest good. Perhaps you have believed that life must always be difficult. Perhaps you have expected things to go wrong because they did in the past. But the past is not your predictor. Your expectation is. When you shift your expectation, you shift the entire momentum of your life. You may wonder, how do I begin to expect good when I have faced so much difficulty? You begin gently. You speak truth into the places where doubt has lived. You remind yourself daily, life is working for me, not against me. You say softly, my steps are guided, my path is unfolding. You declare firmly, good is coming to me, and I prepare to receive it. Each word becomes a seed of expectation. Even if your mind resists at first, continue planting. The subconscious accepts through repetition. And the moment your subconscious adopts a new expectation, your life begins to shift in ways that seem almost miraculous. Let us reflect on why expectation must precede manifestation. Spiritually, everything exists in the invisible before it appears. Your expectation is the signal that tells the universe you are ready to receive what is already prepared for you. Without expectation, your blessing hovers, unable to enter a mind that anticipates its opposite. Expectation opens the gates. Imagine two people standing on the shore, waiting for a ship. One expects it to arrive. The other doubts it will come. The one who expects watches the horizon with confidence, ready to welcome it the moment it appears. The one who doubts turns away, distracted, assuming nothing is coming. And so, even when the ship reaches the shore, the doubter does not see it. It came, but he was not prepared to receive it. Your blessings may have brushed past you many times because doubt blinded you to their arrival. But now, with growing awareness, you will not miss what is meant for you. Expectation sharpens your attention. It aligns your intuition. It heightens your awareness of opportunities. It opens your eyes to possibilities you once dismissed. It draws solutions toward you with an ease that surprises even the rational mind. Let me speak to your heart now. There is good prepared for you, more good than you have imagined, more good than you have dared to expect. But you must open the door inwardly. You must lift your expectation. You must begin to welcome what is already yours by divine right. Say quietly within yourself, I expect my good. I expect success. I expect the right people, the right opportunities, the right timing. I expect blessings to come to me swiftly and surely. Feel how these words shift something inside you. Fear begins to loosen. Doubt begins to fade. A quiet certainty begins to form. This certainty is the beginning of manifestation. Walk as if your good is coming, because it is. Speak as if the answer is near, because it is. Think as if the way is opening, because it is. Every moment you hold this expectation, you strengthen the magnet of your mind. Life cannot help but respond. And even if temporary obstacles arise, do not let them shake your expectation. Obstacles often appear right before the breakthrough, not to stop you, but to clarify your desire and sharpen your faith. If you stay steady, steadfast in your expectation, the obstacle becomes the stepping stone. So prepare inwardly, dear one. Expect your good with confidence, with joy, with calm assurance. Let your expectation rise higher than your fear. Let it shine brighter than your doubt. Let it carry you forward when appearances seem contrary. For appearances are temporary, but expectation shapes destiny. Walk each day with the inner knowing that something wonderful is on its way to you. Something aligned, something worthy, something divinely timed. Hold this expectation close to your heart, and you will begin to witness the universe rearranging itself to meet you exactly where you stand. For when you expect good with unwavering faith, good rushes toward you with irresistible force. My dear friend, let us move gently now into a sacred spiritual practice that shapes every transformation you long for. The art of letting go. This is not a passive surrender, not a resignation to fate, but a holy release. It is the clearing of the inner space where your blessings will arrive. It is the quiet loosening of your grip on what no longer serves you. It is the moment when you stop wrestling with life and begin flowing with the movement of divine wisdom. Letting go is not always easy, for the mind clings tightly to what is familiar. It clings to old hurts because it knows their shape. It clings to old fears because they have been rehearsed so many times. It clings to people who have already drifted away, to situations that have run their course, to beliefs that once protected but now confine. But the moment you let go, truly let go, you make room for the miraculous to enter. Think for a moment of a hand clenched around something small and heavy. That hand cannot receive anything new until it releases its hold. The universe works much the same way. It cannot place new gifts into a mind crowded with worry, anger, resistance, or attachment. When you let go, you empty your inner vessel, and the divine rushes in to fill the space. You may wonder, what does it mean to let go? It means releasing your need to control outcomes. It means trusting that you do not have to push, struggle, or manipulate circumstances to receive what is meant for you. It means allowing life to unfold with a wisdom far greater than the limited view of the human mind. Letting go is faith in action. Many hold on to fear because they believe fear keeps them safe. But fear clouds the mind. Fear contracts the heart. Fear blocks the flow of divine ideas. Letting go of fear does not make you vulnerable. It awakens your strength. When you release fear, you step into alignment with the power that guides all creation. Some hold on to grievances, believing the hurt protects them from being hurt again. But resentment chains you to the very thing you want freedom from. Letting go of resentment is not saying what happened was right. It is saying, I will no longer carry this weight. It is choosing your peace over the story of your pain. Others hold on to expectations of how their manifestation must arrive. They say, it must happen this way, at this time, through this person. But divine intelligence may have a far better way. When you cling to your idea of how things must unfold, you limit what is possible. When you let go of the how, you open yourself to outcomes that exceed anything you could have imagined. Letting go is the gateway to receiving. You may have noticed that whenever you cling tightly to something, an outcome, a person, an old identity, anxiety rises. This is the soul's way of telling you, this grip is not natural, for the soul was created to flow, to trust, to move with divine timing. Whenever you feel tension around something, it is a sign you are holding on too tightly. Let the breath guide you. Every exhale is a reminder that letting go is natural. The body does it effortlessly. The mind must learn to do the same. When you release the heaviness of old stories, you open space for new stories to enter. When you release your attachment to what has been, you allow yourself to receive what is becoming. Letting go does not mean abandoning your desire. It means releasing the struggle around it. You can desire with clarity while letting go of force. You can hold a vision while releasing the need to control the path. You can prepare for your blessing while allowing the universe to decide the timing. Letting go is not giving up. It is giving over. Giving over your concerns, your fears, your insistence, and placing them into the hands of divine wisdom. Think of the sun rising each morning. Its light fills the world not because it pushes or strains. It simply rises, and everything adjusts to its presence. Your blessings are meant to rise in your life with the same grace when you stop blocking them with resistance. Let me speak gently about resistance. Resistance is the inner tension that says, I must make this happen, or I cannot allow this to change, or I am afraid to move forward. Resistance is a misunderstanding. It assumes you are alone. But the moment you release resistance, you remember that you are supported, guided, and carried by a power that never missteps. Letting go is remembering that life is not your burden to manage. It is your journey to experience. There may be something in your life that feels heavy right now. A situation you have tried to fix, a relationship you have tried to hold together, a door you have tried to push open. But my dear friend, not everything is meant to be held. Some things are meant to be released so that higher good may enter. Letting go is not failure. Letting go is alignment. When you let go, you stop fighting the current, and you begin to move with it. You no longer stand in the river demanding it flow differently. You allow it to carry you to the place where your next blessing awaits. You may ask, how do I know what to let go of? You let go of anything that contracts your spirit, anything that dims your inner light, anything that keeps you looping in old emotional patterns. You let go of the idea that things must unfold according to your timeline. You let go of the thought that you must earn your blessing through worry or struggle. You let go of the belief that you are responsible for everything and everyone. Let go of control, and divine control will take over. Let go of fear, and guidance will rise. Let go of doubt, and clarity will come. Let go of the old identity, and the true self will emerge. Each time you release something that no longer serves you, you raise your vibration. You become lighter. You become clearer. You become more aligned with the frequency of the life you desire. And as your energy lifts, your circumstances begin to lift with it. Let me remind you lovingly, letting go is not a one-time act. It is a practice. Some days you release easily. Other days you must release the same thing again and again until the mind finally understands what the heart already knows, that you are safe to surrender. And when you surrender, something beautiful happens. The right people appear without effort. Opportunities come into your life with perfect timing. Answers rise from within. Solutions present themselves before you even ask. You walk through your days with a lightness that surprises you. And suddenly, what once felt impossible becomes simple, natural, inevitable. This is the magic of letting go. So, my dear friend, breathe gently. Release the heaviness you have carried. You do not need it for the path ahead. Open your hands. Open your heart. Open your mind. Let go of the old so that the new may enter. Let go of resistance so that grace may flow. Let go of fear so that love may guide. For when you release what no longer belongs, you make sacred space for the life you are meant to live. And that life, peaceful, abundant, guided, and beautifully aligned, is already reaching toward you. Let go and let it in. My dear friend, come a little closer in spirit. For what we speak of now is a truth that has guided seekers for centuries. Life is a mirror, and it reflects not what you wish for, but what you hold within. Everything you encounter in the outer world, every relationship, every challenge, every opportunity, every delay, is responding to the vibration of your consciousness. The world does not shape you first. You shape the world through the state of your mind and heart. This truth is not meant to burden you. It is meant to free you. For if life is a mirror, then nothing outside of you has ultimate power over your destiny. The reflection changes the moment you change. The scene shifts the moment the inner light shifts. You do not have to wait for the world to improve before you improve your experience. You become the source, and life becomes the reflection. Let us explore this gently, for this truth is sacred and delicate. Many people look at their outer circumstances and say, "This is just how life is." They believe the world is fixed, unmovable, independent of their inner state. But once you awaken spiritually, you begin to see that life has been speaking to you all along. It has been showing you the patterns of your own consciousness. If you carry thoughts of fear, life brings situations that mirror that fear. If you carry thoughts of limitation, life mirrors limitation. If you hold resentment within, life reflects back experiences that trigger the same resentment. But when you shift your inner vibration, when you choose forgiveness, gratitude, peace, and faith, life mirrors those qualities too. It cannot do anything else. It is law. 1. Consider the way you perceive the world right now. Notice how quickly your mind labels things as good or bad, possible or impossible, safe or threatening. These labels do not come from the world itself. They come from the beliefs you carry. And as those beliefs color your perception shapes your reality. Imagine two people walking through the same day. One sees obstacles everywhere. The other sees opportunities. One feels unsupported. The other feels guided. One expects disappointment. The other expects blessings. Though they walk the same streets, meet the same people, face the same events, their experiences are worlds apart. The difference is not in the day. The difference is in the mirror they carry within. Life reflects what you are, not what you wish to be. But do not let this truth intimidate you, my dear one. Let it empower you, for it means your outer world is malleable, fluid, responsive. It means that even the situations that seem most difficult can shift the moment your consciousness shifts. It means that your inner transformation is never wasted. It reshapes reality itself. Reflect for a moment on a time in your life when you felt confident, inspired, or deeply grateful. Do you remember how everything seemed to work in your favor during that period? Doors opened. People were kind. Ideas flowed. Opportunities aligned. That was not coincidence. It was reflection. Your inner radiance called forth outer harmony. Now think of times when you felt fearful or discouraged. You may have noticed delays, misunderstandings, closed doors, or situations that felt burdensome. This too was not punishment. It was reflection. Fear was projecting onto the mirror, and the mirror faithfully reflected back experiences that matched that vibration. This is why the greatest spiritual work you can do is inner work. When you lift the inner atmosphere of your mind, life begins to lift with it. When you heal an old wound within, life stops echoing that wound in your outer experiences. When you choose a new belief, life begins to adjust itself to match that belief. The outer world bends to the inner one. Let us look at this truth more closely. Every relationship in your life mirrors the relationship you have with yourself. If you hold yourself in low regard, you attract those who reflect that disregard. If you see yourself as unworthy, you meet people who confirm that story. But when you honor yourself, when you speak well of yourself within your own mind, others begin to mirror that honor back to you. Every financial situation mirrors your beliefs about abundance. If you believe money is scarce, you experience scarcity. If you believe money comes with struggle, you experience struggle. But when you shift to the belief that abundance is your divine right, life begins to supply you with opportunities that match that belief. Every challenge mirrors the places within you still asking to be healed. This is not meant to discourage you, but to show you the loving intelligence behind every experience. Life is not attacking you. It is awakening you. It is guiding you to see what must be released, what must be forgiven, what must be transformed, so you can step into the fullness of your spiritual power. Let me speak to you gently now. If you want life to change, begin by looking inward with compassion. Ask yourself, what is life reflecting back to me right now? If you see patterns that no longer serve you, know that you have the power to change them. Not by forcing the outer world, but by shifting your inner world. Begin with your thoughts. Notice the stories you repeat. Notice the assumptions you carry. Notice the beliefs that whisper quietly beneath your awareness. These inner patterns are the brushstrokes painting the canvas of your life. If you long for a new reality, paint a new inner picture. Speak a new word into your consciousness. Life reflects my highest truth. Feel how that statement lifts you. Declare, only good comes to me. Watch how your inner landscape softens. Affirm, I attract what aligns with my divine path. Feel how your vibration rises. Each new thought becomes a new reflection. Each new belief becomes a new experience. Each new expectation becomes a new chapter in your story. Do not be discouraged if the outer world takes a moment to shift. A mirror does not change while you are still standing in the old posture. But the moment you move, the reflection moves. The moment you think differently, choose differently, and expect differently, the universe adjusts. This is the miracle of spiritual law. It responds instantly to the inner change, even if the outer form takes time to catch up. Walk gently with this truth. Do not judge yourself for past reflections. They were created by an old state of mind, and you are rising beyond that now. Celebrate the awareness you have gained. Celebrate every small shift in consciousness. Celebrate the light that is dawning within you. For as that light increases, the mirror of life will shine back experiences that match your new clarity, your new strength, your new alignment. So, my dear friend, go forward with this knowing etched into your heart. Life mirrors your consciousness, and you hold the power to change the reflection at any time. Turn inward with love. Lift your vibration with truth. Align your thoughts with the life you wish to live. And watch as the outer world begins to transform, mirroring the radiance of the spirit you are becoming. My dear friend, we now step into a teaching that carries immense creative strength. The sacred art of aligning yourself with what you desire. This is the moment when you stop longing from a distance and begin embodying the vibration of the reality you seek. If life is responding to your inner state, then the surest way to draw your desire toward you is to become the person who naturally receives it. Not through performance, but through inner alignment. Everything you desire, whether love, abundance, healing, peace, or success, already exists in the unseen realm. It vibrates at a particular frequency, and the moment your inner vibration matches the vibration of your desire, the manifestation becomes inevitable. It cannot be delayed. It cannot be denied. It must appear, for you have become the reflection of it. But alignment is not about pretending. It is not about acting as if while secretly holding fear inside. Alignment is the quiet, sincere shift of your consciousness into a state that resonates with the life you wish to experience. It is the merging of thought, emotion, and spiritual truth until your entire being declares, "This is mine by divine right." Most people desire from a place of lack. They say, "I want this," but their inner vibration says, "I don't have this." They pray for abundance while feeling poor. They hope for love while feeling unworthy. They seek success while expecting failure. And because life mirrors their inner state, the lack persists, not because the desire is wrong, but because the vibration is contradictory. Desire calls the blessing, but alignment receives it. Let us walk gently into this concept. Everything begins with feeling. Feeling is the language of the soul, the vibration the universe responds to with perfect accuracy. When you align with your desire, you do not merely think about it. You feel it. You tune yourself to the emotional atmosphere of the life you intend to live. If you desire abundance, you adopt the feeling of safety, ease, and sufficiency. You begin to walk and speak with the quiet knowing that your needs are always met. You no longer cling to thoughts of scarcity, for they do not belong to the vibration of abundance. If you desire love, you cultivate the feeling of being cherished, valued, and worthy. You treat yourself with the tenderness you wish another to mirror back to you. You release the vibration of loneliness, for loneliness cannot call forth companionship. If you desire healing, you align with the feeling of vitality, peace, and wholeness. You refuse to dwell in the vibration of fear or illness. You speak words of life, not words of limitation. Alignment is the inner agreement with the outcome you seek. Let me speak to you with clarity now. The universe responds not to desperation, but to certainty. Desperation vibrates as lack. Certainty vibrates as fulfillment. When you feel the desire as though it is already yours, you signal to the universe that the blessing has a place to land. Imagine for a moment tuning a radio. The broadcast is already in the air, but you cannot hear it until you turn the dial to the right frequency. Your desire is the broadcast. Alignment is the tuning. When you adjust your inner dial, your thoughts, feelings, and expectations, you connect with what has always been waiting for you. Do not confuse alignment with effort. You do not need to strain to align. You do not need to force yourself into perfect thoughts. Alignment is a gentle shift, a willingness to relax into the feeling of your desired outcome. It is the softening of doubt and the opening of your inner space to receive. Sometimes, alignment requires releasing old vibrations that no longer serve you. You cannot hold fear and expect to receive what belongs to faith. You cannot cling to the past and expect the future to unfold freely. You cannot repeat old stories and step into new realities. Let alignment become a daily practice. Throughout your day, pause and ask yourself, what vibration am I embodying right now? If you find yourself drifting into fear, gently guide your mind back to truth. If you feel impatience rising, breathe into peace. If you feel lack creeping in, remind yourself that divine supply is endless and ever-present. Speak truth often, not to convince the universe, but to shape your vibration. My good is already prepared for me. I receive with ease. I embody the vibration of abundance. I walk in the frequency of love. I am aligned with divine success. Each statement lifts your vibration a little higher. Each word tunes your inner instrument. Each feeling becomes a magnet, drawing your desire closer. Let us take this even deeper. When you align with your desire, you shift your identity. You stop viewing yourself as someone who hopes to receive and begin seeing yourself as someone who naturally receives. You step into the version of yourself who already owns the blessing. What would you feel if your desire were fulfilled? What thoughts would you think? How would you carry yourself? What stories would you release? What gratitude would fill your heart? Begin practicing those feelings now. Begin walking in that consciousness now. For alignment is not waiting for the manifestation. Alignment is becoming the manifestation inwardly before it appears outwardly. Your desire is not outside of you. It is seeking expression through you. Let me remind you lovingly, you do not chase your desire. You become the match to it, and it comes to you. You do not convince the universe. You align with it. You do not beg or bargain. You vibrate with certainty. Each time you embody the feeling of already having what you seek, the universe hears your call more clearly. And soon, your outer world begins to shift. People appear who carry the next piece of your blessing. Doors open where none existed before. Conditions arrange themselves with grace and precision. Synchronicities multiply. You begin to feel held, guided, supported. Life starts moving in harmony with your vibration. It may feel magical, but it is law, spiritual law. So walk gently now, dear one, into the vibration of your desires. Let your mind soften into the knowing that nothing is out of reach. Let your heart expand with the feeling of already receiving. Allow your soul to rest in the truth that you are worthy of every blessing seeking you. Align with abundance, and abundance must find you. Align with love, and love must rise to meet you. Align with peace, and peace will unfold around you. Align with success, and success will walk beside you. For the moment you become the vibration of your desire becomes the reality of your life. My dear friend, As we journey deeper into this sacred teaching, let us turn now to the signs, the gentle whispers, the subtle movements, the quiet shifts that appear when your inner world begins to change. For when consciousness rises, reality cannot remain the same. The moment you lift your vibration, the world around you begins to rearrange itself to match the new pattern. And though these signs may appear in many forms, they all point to one truth: your inner work is bearing fruit. Let us begin with a simple understanding. Every change in consciousness creates a ripple. No thought is wasted. No shift goes unnoticed. The unseen begins its work the moment you change your inner atmosphere. You may not see immediate outer results, but you will feel the stirring, the spiritual signal that something is moving beneath the surface. Just as the earth warms before spring, your life warms before your new reality appears. One of the first signs is a change in your feelings. You may wake one morning with a lightness you cannot explain. A burden you have carried for years suddenly feels less heavy. Worry doesn't stick the way it used to. Negative thoughts lose their power more quickly. You feel guided without knowing why. This softening, this quiet shift of emotion, is the first reflection of your rising consciousness. You may also notice a sudden intolerance for things that once felt acceptable. Old patterns, old relationships, old habits. Not through judgment, but through clarity. You simply feel yourself outgrowing them, as a bird outgrows a cage. This is a sign that your vibration is lifting. The old world no longer fits the new you. Sometimes, life will appear to become unsettled for a moment. Things may shift, relationships may adjust, circumstances may break open. But do not fear this movement. It is not destruction. It is reorganization. When the inner blueprint changes, the outer structure must adjust. Just as a house being renovated looks messy before it looks new, your life may experience rearrangement as it aligns with your new consciousness. Let me speak gently. Do not mistake temporary chaos for failure. It is often the greatest sign that manifestation is near. Another sign is the arrival of synchronicities, meaningful coincidences that defy logic. You think of a person, and they call. You imagine an opportunity, and it appears. You consider a path, and suddenly doors open in that direction. These synchronicities are not accidents. They are spiritual breadcrumbs, guiding you toward the fulfillment of your desire. You may also begin to see repeating numbers, symbols, or messages. Though these signs vary in form, they are all reflections of the same truth. Your inner vibration has become clear enough that reality mirrors it back in playful, unmistakable ways. These signs remind you that you are not alone, that the universe is speaking, confirming, encouraging. There is another powerful sign. You feel a rising sense of detachment from the outcome. Not indifference, but trust. You no longer cling to the desire with tight hands. You no longer wonder if it will happen. Something inside you simply knows it is done. This detachment is one of the greatest indicators that manifestation is near, for when you release the need to control, you allow divine timing to deliver your good. People in your life may begin to reflect your new vibration. Someone who once frustrated you suddenly behaves more gently. Someone who doubted you begins to support you. Someone you never expected may offer help. These shifts are not coincidences. They are evidence that your energy has changed, and the mirror of life must change with you. Unexpected blessings may also begin to appear. Small at first, a free gift, a kind word, an opportunity you didn't seek. These small blessings are the first raindrops before the downpour. They are the universe's way of saying, continue. You are on the right path. You will also notice your intuition growing stronger. You feel guided toward certain decisions and gently pulled away from others. You sense when something is aligned and when something is not. You trust your inner knowing more and your fears less. This growing intuition is a sign that your inner and outer worlds are beginning to harmonize. But perhaps the most profound sign of all is gratitude. a spontaneous, rising gratitude that fills your heart for no external reason. You feel grateful simply for being alive, for the path you are walking, for the promise of what is coming. Gratitude before the blessing is the surest sign the blessing is near. For gratitude is the vibration of having received. Let me remind you lovingly, signs do not come to tease you. They come to confirm you. They come to show you that your thoughts, your affirmations, your new expectations are creating invisible momentum. They come to strengthen your faith so that you do not give up when the manifestation is just around the corner. There may be moments when doubt tries to return. That is natural. But each sign is a reminder that doubt is the illusion and alignment is the truth. You are no longer operating from the old consciousness. You are building from the new one, and life is responding accordingly. You may find that what once triggered you no longer has the same effect. This emotional shift is one of the clearest signs that your vibration has lifted. The universe does not need to repeat lessons you have already mastered. You may also find that certain opportunities suddenly fall away, opportunities you once wanted desperately. But when you look closely, you realize they were not aligned with your true path. Their removal is not loss, it is protection. Divine wisdom is clearing the way for something better. Do not expect every sign to appear loudly. The universe often speaks softly, in subtle currents, in gentle nudges, in quiet alignments. Learn to attune your inner ear. Learn to trust your inner sense. Learn to walk with the awareness that every movement around you is responding to a movement within you. You are becoming more magnetic, more aligned, more receptive. The signs are simply reflections of that truth. Walk gently, dear one, with eyes open and heart receptive. Celebrate each sign, no matter how small, for they are footprints of your manifestation approaching. Let them reassure you when the outer world has not yet caught up. Let them strengthen your faith when impatience rises. And above all, remember this: when the inner shift is real, the outer shift is guaranteed. Signs are the universe whispering, continue. You are already aligning with the reality you see. Nothing can stop what is meant for you. Nothing can block what your vibration has claimed. Nothing can delay what divine timing has ordained. Your new reality is forming even now, and the signs you see are its first light breaking through the horizon. My dear friend, as we come into this final step of our journey together, let us lift the veil from a truth that has been waiting for you to claim it fully. You are meant to live a life far greater, far freer, far more radiant than anything your past has prepared you for. The moment you recognize your mind as the gateway to a new reality, the entire landscape of your life begins to transform. You stop moving through the world as someone shaped by circumstances, and you begin moving as someone who shapes them. This is the sacred moment in which you claim the life you are meant to live. You have walked with me through the power of thought, the beauty of expectation, the release of fear, the opening of faith, and the quiet art of alignment. Each step has brought you closer to remembering who you truly are. Not a passive traveler on the road of life, but a creator, a co-author with the divine, a being whose very consciousness shapes the world around you. Now, my dear one, you are ready to step into the fullness of that truth. Take a breath, deep and slow. Feel the life within you, steady, wise, eternal. This life is not small. It is not limited by your past mistakes or conditioned by old stories. It is the divine spark within you, the spark that has been guiding you, nudging you, calling you toward a higher existence. And now, as your awareness expands, you begin to understand that this spark is the engine of all creation in your experience. When you change your mind, you change your world. Let that truth settle into you like warm light. For the world you have lived in until now was built from old thoughts, old beliefs, old emotional patterns. But the world you are stepping into now, the life you are claiming, is built from awakened consciousness. It is shaped by intentional thought, rooted in spiritual truth, and supported by divine order. You no longer walk blindly through circumstances. You walk with vision. You no longer bow to fear. You speak truth to it. You no longer accept limitation. You rise beyond it. You no longer chase your good. You align with it. This is the life you are meant to live. A life where your inner state is your compass, your word is your wand, and your faith is your foundation. Let us imagine this new life together. Imagine waking each morning with why. A quiet certainty that you are guided. Imagine carrying a sense of peace that no outer condition can disturb. Imagine walking into every situation with the awareness that you are supported, empowered, and deeply connected to the divine intelligence that orchestrates all things. You make decisions not from fear, but from alignment. You speak not from doubt, but from clarity. You expect not struggle, but grace. And life, responding to your vibration, unfolds in harmony with your inner truth. This is not a fantasy. This is spiritual law.d. You may ask, how do I claim such a life? You claim it through willingness. Willingness to think differently. Willingness to release old stories. Willingness to trust the unseen. Willingness to walk forward even when the path is not yet visible. The moment you become willing, the divine rushes in to support you. Take a moment now to reflect on the inner journey you've walked. You have learned that your mind is not a prison. It is a temple. You have learned that your thoughts are not random. They are creative. You have learned that your word is not empty. It is a decree. And you have learned that your desire is not idle. It is a divine impulse seeking expression. All of these truths come together now in this final step where you boldly claim the reality that aligns with your highest self. Say quietly within your heart, I accept the life that is meant for me. Feel the strength in those words. Feel the doors they open. Feel the burdens they release. As you say these words, you are not asking life for permission. You are giving yourself permission. No fear, no limitation, no memory from the past has the authority to decide your future. Only your consciousness does. And as your consciousness rises into truth, your future rises with it. The life you are stepping into will not be free from challenges, but you will move through challenges differently. You will no longer see them as obstacles. You will see them as invitations, invitations to rise, to expand, to align more deeply with the truth of who you are. You will no longer shrink in the face of contrast. You will stand tall, knowing that every contrast contains the seed of transformation. You will notice abundance flowing in new ways, not because you grasp for it, but because you have become aligned with the vibration of abundance. You will notice relationships transform or fall away, not because you force them, but because your rising consciousness naturally attracts those who match its frequency. You will notice opportunities appear unexpectedly, not because you chase them, but because the divine orchestrates them. You will walk through life with the quiet authority of someone who knows their worth, knows their power, and knows their spiritual identity. Let me remind you lovingly, you do not need to strive to become worthy of this new life. You already are. The divine made no mistake in creating you. You are not flawed. You are not lacking. You are not broken. You are simply awakening to the truth that has always been within you. And now, with every breath, with every conscious thought, with every word spoken in faith, you step more fully into the life prepared for you. The life where peace is natural. The life where love flows freely. The life where abundance is effortless. The life where purpose guides every step. The life where miracles feel ordinary. The life where your mind is not your enemy, but your ally. The gateway to a reality shaped by spiritual law. So stand tall now, dear one. Lift your chin, relax your shoulders, and feel the warmth of your new awareness radiating through you. You are not who you were when this journey began. You are more open, more aligned, more aware, more receptive. You have laid down old burdens. You have released old fears. You have embraced truths that will shape the rest of your life. Walk forward with confidence, not because you know exactly where the path leads, but because you know that every step is guided. Every turn is purposeful. Every moment is infused with divine wisdom. Claim your life now. The life aligned with your highest truth. The life shaped by your awakened mind. The life that has been calling to you from within. And as you walk into this new reality, remember, you are guided. You are supported. You are capable. You are powerful. You are never alone. Your new life begins the moment you say yes to it. And, my dear friend, that moment is now. My dear friend, as we come gently to the close of this sacred journey together, let your heart grow still for a moment. Feel the quiet presence that has accompanied you through every word. The presence of truth, the presence of divine wisdom, the presence of your own expanding consciousness. You have not merely listened. You have awakened. You have not merely received ideas. You have welcomed a new way of being. You now know that your mind is not a wanderer in the dark. It is a lamp, and wherever you direct it, the path becomes illuminated. You know that life does not move without your inner consent. You know that every thought you choose, every word you speak, every expectation you hold becomes the material from which your reality is formed. You have stepped out of the old world, the world shaped by fear, doubt, limitation, and repetition, and into a new world shaped by awareness, by alignment, by trust, and by spiritual authority. And though the outer world may still present its contrasts, you will move through them differently now. You will respond with clarity instead of confusion, with faith instead of fear, with inner strength instead of inner resistance. You will create, not from desperation, but from knowing. So as we close, let me speak this final truth into your spirit. Your good is already unfolding. Your path is already prepared. Your desires are already answered in the invisible. And the moment you align with that truth, you draw it into form. Walk forward now with the gentle confidence of someone who knows they are guided. Let your steps be light. Let your thoughts be high. Let your words be deliberate. Let your heart remain open to the quiet miracles that are already making their way toward you. And whenever fear whispers, whenever doubt arises, whenever the old world tries to call you back, remember this. The power to shape your reality lives within you. It always has. It always will. Carry this knowing as a flame within your heart. Steady, calm, unwavering. Let it guide you through every moment that follows. And let it remind you that you are never separate from the divine source that created you, sustains you, and walks beside you. And now, my dear friend, may peace go with you. May clarity go with you. May divine order guide your steps. May your mind stay anchored in truth. And may your life blossom into the fullness of the reality you have claimed. Go forward with grace. Go forward with faith. For your new life has already begun.